Hey guys, Caramel Garlic here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video, we got 7 tips for you how to become instantly better at Rogue Company. We want to take your gameplay, raise it up a notch, and I think these tips are going to help you get to that. So, first, before we get into the video, let's talk about a few other things about the channel, right? So we're growing, we're gaining subscribers every day. Super exciting. If you're watching this, you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean a ton. Also, this is our first tip video. If you like this type of content, please comment, let me know. Always looking to provide what you guys are looking for. So if this makes sense, leave a comment. We'll pump out more in the future. Let me know. All right, without further ado, 7 tips right now. Ready, set, go. Tip number 1. I wanted to create this list in a level of importance, but when I really thought about creating a list for Rogue Company and how to get better, I think we should look at the first thing you're going to do when you load up Rogue Company, and that's warming up. Just like anything in life, whether that be playing basketball, playing football, you're not jumping into a game. No, you're stretching, you're getting some shots up, you're going to catch some passes, you're getting mentally prepared for the game. It's no different for Rogue Company. You want to get your hands warmed up. You want to get your eyes adjusted to the game. It is the best way for you to get prepared to jump into that ranked match, into that strikeout, and absolutely dominate off the start. And that's what we want, guys. We want you to dominate the game. When we talk about a warm-up, we want to make it as consistent as possible. So this should be something that you're doing every time you're playing the game. What I like to do, I like to jump into the shooting range. The game does a really good job of setting up different distances, which allows you to understand where your guns are going to be the most effective and where you should be taking your gunfights. Different platforms in the moving targets on the right side of the shooting range, I think that's really valuable. That's creating something that you're going to see in game. You're going to see people running across a platform. You're going to be seeing somebody that's above you, someone that's below you. Use that to your advantage. Not everyone's just going to be standing still. Again, I can't tell you how important warming up is. Tip number 1, guys, warm up. Tip number 2, let's talk about the third person advantage in this game, along with a bonus tip at the end. So when we talk about Rogue Company, we're looking at this third-person tactical shooter. So we have Search and Destroy and Strikeout and Extraction as our 3 main game modes at this moment in Rogue Company. All 3 game modes can be dominated with the correct positioning. And when you're talking about a third person, you're immediately in this added bonus for standing behind a barrier, behind a wall, having the ability to view down a hallway, view down a lane, hold an angle that you would never be able to hold in a first-person shooter. So Rogue Company is really unique in that aspect. Use this to your advantage. When you're playing defense in a ranked demolition mode, you know, you can hold an entire bomb site by yourself just by having the correct positioning and using this third-person view to your advantage. So again, guys, make sure you understand how that works. Get in there, practice it a little bit, hide behind some barriers, look around a wall. Too many times I'm seeing players put themselves in bad positions because they jump out and think that they need to get a heady on somebody, get them quickly. No, you have the advantage. The enemy doesn't know you're there. You have the surprise advantage on your enemy if they're pushing down a hallway and you're holding it behind a barrier. Use it to your advantage. Now, I teased smoke at the beginning of this tip. Let's get into it. So it comes back to the camera angle and the third person aspects. When your rogue runs out of the smoke, I immediately have an advantage on you. You can't see me. Your camera angle, your camera is still in the smoke. I can see you, and maybe it's just for a split second, but that's all it takes. We all know that. A couple headshots and you're dead. So we want to make sure that we're playing smoke correctly. Personally, I think it's underutilized when you're talking about an attacking team or a defending team, because if someone's attacking and I'm defending and I throw a smoke and they try to run and push through the smoke, they're done. They don't have a shot on me. I have every shot on them. They don't even know where I'm at yet, and I can see them without any cover. And on the flip side, let's talk about how to counter it. So I know Fixer has the ability to see through smoke. You know, this tip doesn't necessarily apply to him. It's more applying to everyone else in the game that can't see through the smoke. So If someone throws smoke at you, back up. There's no need to push through it. It's not going to benefit you to push through the smoke at all. As I just mentioned, you won't have a shot on the enemy. They'll see you before you see them. Push back, hold a wall, live to see another day, wait to take the fight to them once the battlefield clears up with the smoke. So, you're talking about 10 seconds of smoke. Just wait it out. Just wait. It'll save your life, I promise. And that's tip 2, along with a bonus tip. Tip 3. This ties into tip 2 in the third-person shooter aspect. Be patient, guys. Sometimes we're rushing our shots. Maybe we could have an easy triple kill if we waited for the enemy team to come to us. I know I'm definitely at fault here as well. It's hard. You see someone come around a corner, you're instantly ready to shoot. Wait for that to unfold. There might be someone directly behind him, which is putting you in a bad position. There might be someone to your left that's waiting for you to pop up. And the second they see your head, you're dead. Be patient. Try to analyze everything that's happening around you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard waiting for the enemy team to get into a position, but it's going to save your life, guys. Be patient. Use the peeking ability to your advantage. Wait for everyone to come to you. Be patient. Line it up. Don't rush. Tip 4. Guys, let's talk about the economy and purchasing our guns and perks real quick. So, this can be a round changer. We're talking about ranked and demolition mainly in this tip. Strikeout, you have the ability to buy your gun and grenade right off the start and strikeout. So we're going to kind of ignore that for a second and just talk about demolition. So when you're talking about the economy and what perks to buy, when to buy your grenade, have a plan. That's basically what it boils down to. Just having an idea of how you're going to handle the purchases and what you're trying to accomplish. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from buying a sword or a grenade off the start. Make sure you win the round, though. If you don't win the round, you're not going to be able to afford a gun and a grenade on the next purchase round. You might not even be able to afford just your gun. Make sure you have a plan. If you're going to win the round, if you're cracked with the sword, by all means, do it. It's awesome. You get a cool video out of it. Obviously, I don't want to defer anyone from having something cool happen. But again, make sure you have an understanding of what you're going to purchase and having an idea of how you're going to purchase it. There's nothing worse than going in a round 2 with just your pistol. In terms of perks, if your character has the shield perk, the $10,000 shield perk, make sure you're buying that as soon as possible. Again, have your gun and grenade, but that should be the third thing you're buying. That perk is so OP since the buff, it's absurd. So make sure you're getting that early on. That can be an absolute game changer. If you don't have that perk, understand what your rogue's good at. If you're good at pushing, if you're good at defense, make sure you're buying the perks that make sense for that. I know Ronin has the ability to run faster after she's shot. That's awesome. Buy that early. It's only 4,000. That's a great perk to have. Again, guys, economy, having the right perks purchased, buying your guns, upgrading your guns. Just make sure you have a plan and make sure you're buying and purchasing what makes sense for you. Tip number 5, let's talk about communication. So I don't need to tell you guys how important it is to talk to your teammates. You obviously know how important it is to make sure that everyone's on the same page, everyone knows where everyone's going. Someone has A site, someone has B site, someone's watching the flank, someone's watching the point and strikeout. We all know how important communication is. I really want to dive into this tip in regards to sometimes you don't want to talk to your random teammate. I know I get to that point. Some nights I just want to play with my boys, hang out, and have some good vibes. And I don't want to talk to some random person that's listening to music and swearing. I'm just not interested in doing that every night. So, I think it's really important that we utilize our quick pings. Rogue Company has given us the ability to defend here pings, enemy here pings. Utilize that. If you don't want to talk to your teammates, please utilize that. But I think just overall, the point here for this tip is communicate with your team, whether that be verbally or via game. Just make sure that your teammates know what you're doing, where you're at, and that you're working together to create the best possible outcome for that round. No one wants to be caught off guard in the middle of a fight. Tip number 6 goes right in hand with communication, and this is map and teammate awareness. Having an understanding of the maps in this game is very, very important. So knowing that there are 3 lanes in most maps, classic map build out when you're talking about search and destroy, and having the knowledge that there are different crosses on the map and understanding where other teams are going to try to make those crosses, having the ability to hold those angles, hold those lanes is huge. And knowing where your team is going to be set up is just as important. When you're defending a bomb site, when you're defending a strikeout point, having those different angles watched by your teammate is game changing. You can't win a ranked demolition by yourself. You just can't. I don't care how good you are, you're going to run into a team that has good communication, has good map awareness, has good teammate awareness, and that team will beat you 1v4. It comes down to communication, map awareness, teammate awareness. Tip number 7, and the final tip of the day, this is rogues and what to pair with other teammates. Use what you're comfortable with, but understand that there are benefits of pairing with other rogues. Now, I think the main pairing that we're seeing a lot of right now is Dahlia and Lancer, right? Dahlia can link up to Lancer. She gets her roll ability to reload. That's a great combination. But what about Scorch along with an Anvil? You're talking about someone that has a great ability in terms of setting her ammunition on fire, setting the enemy on fire when she shoots them. That's a huge advantage on offense. Paired with Anvil, you now have someone to lay down a barrier for Scorch to push a little bit quicker. They push together. Anvil puts down his deployable cover. You're talking about a huge advantage for that push with the Scorch now in the middle of a battle with cover, Anvil, Scorch working side by side. That's a great combination. When you're talking about an attacking team, or if you want to be more aggressive, again, having a Scorch and a Lancer is a huge advantage when you're talking about pushing and getting a team on their heels. So having this understanding of what rogues work together is a huge advantage. At the end of the day, guys, I just want everyone watching this video to be as successful as possible. Hopefully you found this content valuable. If you do like this content, please, again, drop a like, leave a comment. I would absolutely love it to get some feedback on this video. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next time.